We're talking about an FHA loan, and do I always need an appraisal with an FHA loan, and then what are the requirements? This is Dawn Connors at Mortgage One. And this is Chloe Connors, also at Mortgage One. So the first thing that you should know is that an FHA loan stands for Federal Housing Administration. It's a government-backed loan that allows a borrower to get into a home with a lower down payment, lower credit score requirements, and has a lot of extra allowances like higher debt to income ratio allowances. What does that mean? If a person has higher debts on their credit report compared to their income, FHA is more lenient and gracious on the requirements of lending their money. So an FHA loan always requires an appraisal, always. The reason for that is because an FHA appraiser needs to go to the house and value the property to confirm that it's worth fair market value. And the second reason is that there's health and safety requirements that have to be met with an FHA loan, so it's an FHA's appraiser's job to go and to look at those. Typically, an FHA appraisal is paid by the borrower, and it's between $400 and $600 usually. And when the appraiser goes out to the house, they'll do a physical inspection of the house. And they're checking for things like insects. They also are checking to make sure that the foundation, the roof, and the walls are not in disrepair, that there's no current renovations going on, unfinished projects, big projects on the house that's affecting value. They'll do things like check the septic and the well to make sure that they are appropriate setbacks to the house if you have a well and septic, and then also that they meet requirements and they are properly set back to one another. Because what FHA doesn't want is you to have health and safety issues with your water, with your sewage. And then they also want to make sure that the house meets health and safety requirements such as mold, peeling paint, in or out of the house. FHA does not like peeling paint in or out of the house, so those have to be repaired. And then also things like mold, peeling paint, and electrical issues as well. So those are just some of the things to name a few. I can think of a couple more, like handrails as you walk up the stairs is important too. An FHA loan is, an FHA appraisal is not a replacement for a home inspection. That is highly recommended, but a home inspection on either a conventional loan or an FHA loan, a VA loan, any type of loan is highly recommended to make sure that you're getting a good investment, but not required. FHA cares mostly about the health and safety of you living in the house. Things like mold, things like handrails. If there are issues or problems with the home and it needs repairs, either the seller can pay for those repairs, the buyer can pay for those repairs, but those repairs do need to be done before closing. An appraiser will go back out to the house and then confirm that the repairs have been done. An appraiser will never say that a roof has to be replaced. They will not do that. They will say that the roof has to be inspected by a contractor to confirm that there's enough remaining life of the roof left. 2 or 3 years is typically what's required. If there's mold in the house, they will say that a mold inspector has to come out to verify that the mold is not hazardous, and then remediation has to be put in place so that there's not mold when the new buyer takes over, our buyer. So those are the options for how you handle repairs that are needed. And then the second thing that an appraiser does is they go out to the house and they'll assess the value of the property, called fair market value. They want to make sure that when you're buying the house that you're paying fair market value and that it matches to the sale price of the house that you're buying. So let's say you're buying a home and it's $300,000. The fair market value needs to be at least $300,000. The house has to be worth at least $300,000. Compared to those homes that are in the local area, what is your home worth most comparably to other homes like that house? So if the house does not have fair market value, if it doesn't meet the value requirements of, say, $300,000, then you have a choice. You can either bring extra money to the closing to cover that gap, the sellers can come down on the price, or you can meet halfway in the middle. And the fourth and final option is that you can fold the contract, get your earnest money deposit returned to you, and move on to another house. So those are the options for buying a home FHA, and FHA is a really nice alternative to regular conventional loans, and to find out if and it's been given to millions of homeowners throughout the United States. So to find out if an FHA loan is right for you and your client, give me a call and we'll go through their options to see what makes the most sense for your client. Thanks for watching.